Hello everybody, my name is Nicholas Fun and I welcome you back to the next episode of celebrating Pokemon's 20th anniversary. And this time, I am going to basically talk about the Pokemon trading card game and go over it, look through my collection a little bit, which basically, I don't know if this is everything I still have left in my Pokemon collection for the trading cards. I did kind of get rid of a few things, I'm assuming throughout the years. But this is basically what I could find. If I find anything else, maybe by the end of me celebrating this throughout the year, maybe I'll do a part 2 to this and show you some extra stuff. But basically, it's not really showing off my collection, but more so going through what I have and talking about me reminiscing over the trading card game from Pokemon. And in the process, you're probably going to see a bunch of other crap. That's not really trading card game. Like, you've seen, like, the keychains all right here, which I'm surprised I still have a lot of this stuff, because I just searched, like, under my bed and all deep into my closets and like on my shelves and everything, and found a lot of these boxes and things just sitting all around because I set stuff places and then I totally forget how much I actually still have left of everything. Like, geez. But yeah, here we go. I wanted to start off with these actually, and I forgot where in the world I got these, but there were some old Japanese cards. There's the Lieutenant Surge Electabuzz. No, some of these cards I would probably know if I've seen them in English, but I'm trying to remember exactly what I have for some of them. And then there's that, I'm not going to show the entire card because I don't know what YouTube would do, but there's that Misty card right here. Now, this was censored like in America, basically giving her like a bathing suit, but in the weird world of Japan, she's naked. And I know in Japan, you know, being naked is not like sexual or anything weird. But to me, it's kind of awkward that I got this card somehow. And it's like, you know, about freedom or peace or serenity or some sort of thing over there. And I don't, her with her Staryu, I'm not gonna show that. And then there's a Brock. I have no idea what. Like I said, I forgot. I remember going all over the place back in the day buying Pokemon cards. That was like one of the huge things for Pokemon for me back in the day. Like, you doing all these Japanese cards, and it's kind of weird how, like, you know, like Jay-Witz said, like, for those of you who watched Jay-Witz, like, he did stuff on Pokemon, like, censorship and stuff like that, and, like, when that card came here, and a lot of Pokemon cards came in, they did the same thing with Yu-Gi-Oh!, and they did the same thing with a lot of trading card games and stuff that were, you know, around internationally, especially cards from, you know, Japanese games. They censored a lot of stuff there because, you know, in Japan, a lot of that stuff is, like, normal. A lot of that stuff makes sense and it's their culture. But for us, a lot of that stuff's a little, you know, weird. Like, you know, not saying that it actually technically is, but in the grand scheme of things, looking at it like that, it kind of is. And there's some Pokemon card, you know, books I have here, like Values Guide. Basically just talks about different different cards. And I think what their value was, which this book came out like 99, 2000. So those card values are probably different now. And this one's basically just made how to play the card game, which would make no sense now because I think they changed the rules so much. Because, like I said, and I stated this before in my first video when I was talking about my earliest memories, I did not keep up with the Pokemon trading card game. The only thing I really kept up with Pokemon was the video games. Like the anime, I kind of fell out during Johto. The card game, I actually fell out when they started bringing out Johto cards. I started collecting Johto a little bit, and then for some reason I'm like, no, I don't think I want to continue that much. And then I see like they brought everything else out. Like I would love to actually go out and maybe collect a few more cards like from future generations. Like get myself a Blaziken or get myself like, you know, some of the later Pokemon that are really cool that are some of my favorites. But I'd have to really go out and search for some of these cards now because I have no idea where to find a lot of them now. So like I said, I was mostly into the Pokemon trading card game specifically when it was Generation 1, when we were still in Kanto. So there's that. And then here, bunch of cards. They're energy cards. I think this is in our book that probably does stuff with the cards. A lot of grass Pokemon in here. And some electricers, Lieutenant Surge's Magnemite. And there's a lot of these, like, trainer cards. I think this is probably all trainer. I probably have this all stuff. But like I said before, in my earliest memories, there's one thing, like, Pokemon was, like, the trading card game for me back in the day. I mean, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Too, and I stated that in that too. But I actually understood Pokemon, and I did decently well with it. And like I said, I stated this in the last part when I talked about the comics, manga, and then when I did my earliest memories, I actually was years ago back, like 2000, in a Pokemon trading card league up at my local Toys R Us. It's just down the street. I would go there with my friend, and we would play the games and like battle other kids at the time and Pokemon battle type trading card stuff. And I did pretty well. I won and I lost. I did pretty well. I actually understood the Pokemon trading card game. I never got into like the Harry Potter trading card game or Dragon Ball Z or Digimon. I played Yu-Gi-Oh, but I kind of sucked at it. Like this was the one I actually got into because I really, for a kid in the late 90s, early 2000s, if you're in the super into Pokemon, you got into Pokemon everything. I was into the video games, the anime, card game, little toys and accessories like this stuff. It's still really cool looking back on this. But it's just like the memory, like how big Pokemon was. I mean, Pokemon's still big, but I mean back then it was like the Pokemon boom, this big major thing where it was like freaking everywhere. Maybe I haven't kept up with it enough to the point where it's still at that popular level, but I don't think it's still really popular, but I don't think it's as big of a boom, I think, as it was back in that time frame. But yeah, there's these Pokemon cards too, and over here, this weird container. There we go. And there's more training in your. Oh, a mutation. Is this from the movie? Yeah, this is from the movie. Or at least around the movie's time. It certainly says on there the movie. Energy cards, the Dragonair, energy card, Gengar, trainers, the little things for points, which I have like boxes of those down there. See, this is like all this stuff that I got rid of like a lot of my Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but Pokemon cards just kind of sat in closets, sat in boxes and everything, and it's just weird that I still have all this stuff. What is this? Let me make sure. I think there's cards in here too, I think. It's just... Nope, that's the Pokédex. For those of you who know what that thing is, that's pretty awesome. And it's about 7 minutes into this video, almost 8 really. Let me just finish this off, talking about the cards over in this box right here, which are all in their own little cases. There's a side, and I'm not going to open these things, but hey, grammar. Ponyta, Voltorb. Like I said, this is basically just a lot of what I still have left. Like, I probably have more somewhere. I'm surprised if I don't have more somewhere when it comes to the Pokemon trading card stuff, because it's just like all this stuff. Like, for those of you who actually remember playing it, I'm sure there's some kids that are going to probably come across this, or people that are like older, like my age, that still play the Pokemon trading card game, because it's still going to this day. They still have Pokemon from every single generation, like from Kanto all the way to Kalos, and the 7th generation's coming out soon. They're going to start making trading cards of that. Like, people that kept up to it, like, it's a fun game. It's like it's simplistic to get into, but kind of, I wouldn't say hard to master, but like you can get really good at it and like really know the ins and outs of the rules. And I'm assuming they've changed a lot of rules since I played back in the day of the late 90s, early 2000s. The Pokemon trading card game. I'm sure they've changed some of the rules up, and now we have fairy Pokemon and all this different, I'm sure, stuff that goes into it. So I probably would have to learn stuff like that if I ever wanted to get back into the Pokemon trading card game. But for like people that are playing it now, it's probably like, because you either kept up with it since the early 2000s, or your kids playing it now. But like back in the day, like it was so huge. And like I said, with the Pokemon Trading Card League we had at Toys R Us, we actually got badges, and I mentioned this in the first video I did for my earliest memories, for the first video I did in this series. And I do believe I still have them somewhere in this house. Like, but these I just noticed sitting around my room, but those are like hidden. Those probably got misplaced or lost or something. And if I ever find those badges, and I think I got all of them. If I didn't get all of them, I probably got 6 or so. I don't know if I got every single one. I probably got around like the 6 or 7 mark of the badges. And it was really interesting. If I ever find them, like I said, it was really interesting playing that, because you basically trade with other people and you battle people, and like depending on how many points you got or some ranking thing, I forgot exactly how they did it, you get rewarded badges as you progressed. And I always would battle the other kids and trade with them, and my friend and his brother, so we all were there. And my mom helped me a lot in trading and everything too. And it's like, okay, you know what? It was a fun time. I think I only did it for like one season, for like 1 year. I think it was 2000. I believe it was 2000. And it was fun. I never kept up with it, because I think at that time was when, like, you know, yeah, they were starting to bring out the Johto stuff. And like I said, like, for people who probably don't remember how big Pokemon was back then, like, I was super into everything, but like, I never kept up with everything though. I partially kept up with Pokemon, like, you know, when it came up to Johto in the anime, but I think I might have been falling out of it partially at the time because I probably was getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! I was getting into other anime at the time, other cartoons, other shows, and whatever. I have no idea the exact reasons why. The trading card game, I think it was more so especially, I mean, I kept into the games because I love Pokemon as a whole, and getting into the games, you buy one game and you just collect the Pokemon. Like, I think what I didn't really, and it's probably a stupid reason, but probably some other people kind of have the same reason for it too. It's just like, you know, you collect all, I pretty much collected all, if not most of, I mean, not every single different variant of the cards, because there's like, okay, Lieutenant Surge's Raichu or something, like the Gym Leaders versions and all these different packages and stuff. But pretty much every Pokemon in Generation 1, I pretty much collected in some form at least once. And then it's like, okay, here's Generation 2. Start over again. And I'm like, oh, jeez. And I don't think I wanted to keep up with it. I mean, I started in Johto, but then I think I kind of fell out a little bit at the time. And then I never made it to Hoenn or beyond in terms of trading cards. And I would love to actually go back and get like a Blaziken card. Blaziken is one of my favorite, like, Hoenn Generation 3 Pokemon, and I would love to actually own that. But still, it's like, okay, here's the Pokemon trading card game. Well, I'm not even calling these parts, but this is the third video in my series of celebrating the Pokemon 20th anniversary. I did my earliest memories. I talked about the comics manga. Like, for a trading card game, it's just like so many memories, you know, playing this game, playing these card games, seeing like what cards came out and like the differences, like, you know, what Jay would say, like differences between the Japanese versions to what we got, which obviously, like, Japan's a little more open on a lot of the crap they put on in their products. Not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, America's pretty old school with a lot of crap they do. And, like, especially with the censorship and protecting the kids and whatnot, you know. And, like, a lot of the stuff they changed. And then, like all the different cards that came out, all the different variants, all the different packages, all the different stuff they came out with. And then they would do different generations and stuff. Yeah, the Pokemon trading card game. And, yeah, that's about it. And I'm going on so long, like 13 minutes or so on this. And, that's it. That's basically just me talking about, for the 20th anniversary of Pokemon, going over the Pokemon trading card game. How fun it was, my memories, playing on it, looking through basically what I can find in my collection scattered around my room. And that's about all I really, you know, I want to talk about. Put in the comment section what you guys think. Did you guys actually play the Pokemon trading card game? Or do you guys still play it now? Like, for the younger, you know, kids out there or teenagers so that probably didn't grow up in the Pokemon boom in the late 90s, early 2000s, have you ever played the Pokemon trading card game? And for the people that have been around since I don't want to sound old here, but my time in the late 90s, early 2000s, did you play it back then? Indoor, do you still play it now? Or did you not play it back then but get into it or so? And what's some of your favorite cards? And what are some of the memories you have for playing? Did you ever get into a Pokemon League like I said I was in at Toys R Us? I would love to actually know that, and that's really about it. That's it for this third video and going and celebrating the 20th anniversary of Pokemon. Stay tuned for the next one where I do something totally different or whatever the heck I want to do. I don't know. I'm trying to do this all throughout this year, doing various different videos to celebrate the coming of the 7th generation of Pokemon Sun and Moon at the end of this year in honor of celebrating the 20th anniversary of Pokemon. Hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe if you want to, and have a lovely day. Bye.